ready to do it again.
It's going to be a long day for me today. I got up at 4:30 to drive up here.
Oh, gosh. We came up Thursday, so we didn't have to make that early drive.
Well, that was my original plan, but my uncle got inducted into the Napoleon.
I saw you post a picture of it. That's awesome.
So my family came back to town, and I don't see very often.
Yep.
I'll just, you know what, there's always Derby, but they don't come back this year.
That's right.
I figure I should be speaking up here.
Absolutely. All right, well, who will be NSOing on this track later, and I'll be NSOing on that track later.
Okay.
We'll see you around.
All right.
Good luck.
Thanks. All right, we getting any luck?
Making time, so.
Sweet.
What we got?
All right.
Penalties only.
Yeah, that'll work. All right. Good morning, Derby campers. This is Biff Mix-a-Lot. I will be joined soon by Scar Trek, and we are bringing you live action from track number 2 at Skate Wars 2024 at the Lansing Center in downtown Lansing, Michigan. This game will feature Fuego Latino, who entered the tournament ranked number 2, taking on Team Indiana, who came in ranked number 8. So it's probably a bit of a shock to the system that these teams now find themselves in the losers bracket. Fuego Latino lost their first game yesterday to Jewish Roller Derby, 108 to 196. And Team Indiana comes in here off a loss to Pennsylvania, 115 to 265. Momentarily, we'll go over the rosters.
Good morning, Biff.
Morning, Scar.
Okay. Excited that there's actually going to be some commentating
Yes.
here on track 2 today.
That-
It was a
that's-
totally silent feed yesterday.
I was a little nervous when I heard that this was the track that didn't have any audio on the stream.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
since both of my stream calls are on
Here.
this
I
track
know.
today.
We really have a all-star crew of announcers here this week, and a big thank you to our tournament head announcer, Bob Noxious, who put together an amazing crew, and then we got here and there weren't enough mics for us. So it was kind of an interesting situation.
That's kind of a problem. You know,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
lots of good announcers. They want to be heard.
Yeah, we want to bring you the action. I know that the camera angles at the tournament are really high up, so we're going to try to get you some of that detail that you'll want to know about during this game. But let's run through these rosters, yeah?
All right, let's do that. First, for Team Indiana, number 00, Roulette Wheels. Number 10, Andy. Number 12, Rogue. Number 123, Diamond. Number 126, Tear 'em Up. Number 1317, Shady Lane. Number 214, Spinelli. Number 218, Asian Sensation. Number 24, Banana Jamma. Number 25, Lickety Splint. Number 247, Punky. Number 312, Vivi. Number 4, Boggs. Number 5, True Debauchery. Number 54, Captain Beefstock. Number 62, Beef Juki. Number 687, LC Hammer. Number 76, Will Smith. Number 789, Goldie Braun. Number 84, Wham Bam. Number 89, Bon Appetit. And number 856, Iggy Impaglia.
And skating for Fuego Latino today, wearing the purple jerseys out there, it's number 0, Athena Latina. Number 12, Mistake. Number 1220, Black and Blue G. Number 1521, Mexican Revolution. Number 19, Chainsaw. Number 27, The Captain, Peace War. Number 313, Lola Chola. Number 32, Prima Batterina. Battlerina. Number 411, Probable Clause. Number 417, Fox Force. Number 5, Cinco de Mayhem. Number 525, Epi Bomber. Number 594, No Mames. And then number 94, Guantanamera. And the coaches for Fuego Latino are Rocksteady Betty and Miguelito.
Well, I just got confirmation from one of our hosts here at Skate Wars 2024. AK 40 ounce says the sound is coming through loud and clear. So if you hear
Wonderful.
this,
Yes.
we're good to go.
Thank you to the folks from Derby Date Night for setting us up on track 2 today. We appreciate them
Yes.
coming through with the
They
equipment.
they are great servants to the sport of Derby.
They are.
They're all over Indiana.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with, say, Corn Fed or Fort Wayne, you've probably seen some of Derby Date Night's work.
Doing good
And
work.
they're coming in and helping us out here at Skate Wars this weekend, and we could not be more thankful for
Yeah,
that.
the SM58s, they're here.
That's right.
They're doing their job.
That's
so-
right.
And thanks for joining us this morning. Game number 1. It's game number 22 overall out of 52 in this tournament, Biff. I think this is the biggest tournament most of us have ever been a part of.
It may well be. I mean, and the nice thing about this tournament, they will play. I mean, every team gets multiple games. They will play out number 1 to number 24.
Absolutely.
We'll know at the end of the
Yeah.
weekend where all of these different teams stand.
And of course, this is a part of the consolation bracket. I think you mentioned both of these teams had an upset yesterday in their games to end up in this area of the bracket. They can, in terms of the this side of the bracket, they're playing for 5th to 8th place. But then once we hit tomorrow, when the two brackets meet, these two teams have a chance to place between 9th and 15th place overall.
Okay.
So
Still lots to play for, and
exactly right. Yeah.
and ranking these state and borderless teams is kind of an inexact science, and so no better way to sort out where they all stand than to play it out.
Yep,
and we will
absolutely.
know that at the end of the day tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
the
we
brackets will come together tomorrow, and it'll be the final battle. So
All right.
that's a swoopy whistle. We're about to get underway.
all right. And we got Will Smith, jammer for Team Indiana. Mistake, jammer for Fuego Latino. Indiana skating in white jerseys with red trim, and Will Smith of Naptown is lead jammer for Team Indiana.
Yeah, Mistake stuck on that front four wall of Indiana defense as Will Smith hits the back of the pack and takes a big spill out of bounds.
Yeah, big block there by Peace War, number 27, one of the team captains for Fuego Latino. Will Smith navigating to the inside of the pack.
That's a track cut to the Fuego Latino jammer, so a power jam for Will Smith. Mistake did have lead jammer status, so this is going to go the full 2 minutes.
Okay. Pack sets up in turn 3 in front of the Indiana bench. Will Smith trying to find a path to the outside, gets sent to the ref lane, and Will Smith had lead status going into that, and she calls off the jam. Perhaps discretion the better part of valor. You get the advantage of a power jam start.
So looking back at the results yesterday, I was kind of surprised. Team Pennsylvania appeared to be a little underranked in the seedings, but put up a huge result in one of their games yesterday. But their game against Indiana was quite close. So
It was. It was 115 to 265, which may be a little deceptive.
Yeah.
But Pennsylvania absolutely blew out Alabama after that. So we'll see more of them today.
Yeah, it really does show the strength of this Indiana squad, though.
Yeah. I mean, Indiana, they've been doing this state all-star thing for several years now. And they're back again here at Skate Wars. They did come here for Mitten Kittens last year. They won 3 and lost 1.
Punky has picked up lead jammer status for Indiana with Mistake still in the penalty box, coming back in now.
Okay, pack frozen at the jammer line. Punky looking for a path through. Fuego Latino jammer getting drawn back into turn 4. Get some advancement here in the pack. It's Punky trying to navigate a tripod of Fuego Latino blockers at the rear of the pack.
Yeah, here comes Peace War for some offense at the front, and that is going to bust Mistake out of the pack. Punky calls it off.
So that's 4 more points for Team Indiana. They lead now 8-0.
So a nice starting gauntlet thrown down by Team Indiana here
Yes.
against the number 2 seeded Fuego Latino squad.
Yeah. I noticed, Peace War skated both of the first 2 jams. I wonder if they're going to be in heavy rotation during this game.
I would
Fuego
guess so.
Latino's roster is a little shorter than Indiana's. We'll see.
Wow, quick lead jammer call for Bon Appetit out of Indiana.
Bon Appetit jammer from South Bend. And Indiana 3 for 3, earning lead jammer status.
Wow, pretty move up the outside line. Absorbing hits on the line and making it out for another scoring trip for Indiana. That's number 3 for them in this jam.
Yeah, Boggs delivering a great block. Fuego Latino did a nice job of regrouping behind Boggs, but still, Bonus through for 4 points.
I'm seeing really great offense out there from Indiana. Every single pass for their jammer, they're making a difference for a path through the pack.
And Fox Force stuck at the rear of the pack as the jam is called. That's another 4 points for Indiana. That's an 8-0 jam. And once again, they keep Fuego Latino off the scoreboard.
Yeah, almost 5 minutes has elapsed. Fuego Latino still sitting with a goose egg on the scoreboard. I know they want to change that. Just had about, I think, total of 3 penalties so far in the game. So it's been pretty clean.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Fuego Latino, one of those penalties was a jammer penalty.
Yeah. Oh, Fuego Latino's first lead jammer call. That is Effie Bomber.
Spinelli, the jammer for Team Indiana. Effie Bomber with lead. That's first lead status of the game for Fuego Latino.
Peace War with a nice drawback on Indiana's jammer. Star in hand for is it
Spinelli?
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Spinelli's a skater for Cornfed in Muncie, Indiana.
All right, Fuego Latino on the board, Biff.
And we have a star pass to tear him up.
So Effie Bomber coming in for scoring pass number 2 here. Bench is yelling to call it off, but Indiana's jammer is already in the pack.
It's kind of loud in here. I mean, Effie Bomber may not have heard what her bench was saying.
Some additional points going up for Fuego Latino there. 7 on the jam, 3 for Indiana. So your score right now, Fuego Latino at 7, Indiana at 19, and we've got under 25 minutes in the half.
Yeah, nice recovery there for Fuego Latino.
These are good. Okay, so I'm enjoying one of our sponsors, Happy Coffee.
Okay.
They gave us some canned iced coffee, and it's
Oh,
good. I'm
all
gonna
right.
recommend it.
I had a very early morning this morning. I may need to check that out.
Yeah, I recommend. Back underway with jam number 5. We've got Will Smith with the star for Team Indiana, and that is the tiniest print I've ever seen.
Yeah, we've got crouching blockers, hidden jammers from our announcer's vantage point here.
Yeah.
So we don't see who the jammers are
It's
until.
number 65. That's not on our roster.
Okay.
Question marks abound. We got someone getting into
In any case, Fuego Latino with lead jammer status.
Yeah, that person is not on our roster at all. Here, let me look at the other one.
Will Smith, the jammer for Team Indiana, star in hand. As the Fuego Latino jammer comes through, picks up 4 points.
Okay, that is Pandemonium Doll, number 65 for Fuego Latino.
Okay.
I had to cross-reference on another roster. It's been that kind of weekend so far, Vic.
Hey, it wouldn't be a tournament if there weren't challenges along the way.
That's a nice way to put it. Opportunities, let's call them.
Yes. Opportunities for growth for all involved.
Yeah, Fuego Latino has closed the gap even further after that jam. 4 points to 0, the result right now. And overall the score is Fuego Latino 11, Indiana 19, and we have 22 and a half minutes.
Okay, Punky will wear the jammer star for Indiana. It looks like they've taken a timeout.
So just to give you a little sense of where some of the Indiana squad is hailing from, why don't you tell us about some of these leagues?
Okay, we've got several skaters from Naptown Roller Derby in Indianapolis. They're kind of one of the long-term OG leagues of roller derby. We have Race City and Circle City. Circle City is the second team in Indianapolis. We have Corn Fed, based in Muncie, Indiana. We have Race City Rebels. Well, Race City is the MRDA team in Indianapolis. We also have We have a representation from Vet City in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Lafayette Roller Derby in Lafayette, Indiana. We have a couple of skaters from South Bend. And
I like to see that, a nice spread of people from different leagues. I think that's important for these state teams.
It is. I mean, you get the diversity of talent and experience.
And bringing people together, to play together with a different group of all-star skaters.
Right.
Back underway with jam number 6. That's Black and Blue G with the star for Fuego Latino taking on Punky for Indiana.
And Black and Blue G spins out of the pack, picks up lead status for Fuego Latino.
Okay, Fuego Latino seems to have found their wheels this morning. They're coming back.
It took them a few jams. And Punky the Jammer for Indiana still in the pack on an initial pass. Black and Blue G on a scoring run. And hemmed in at the rear of the pack, Punky spun to the inside of the track there by Peace War.
Peace War with the smackdown at the top of the pack.
Very key block there. And that sends Team Indiana's pivot to the penalty box, Boggs.
Pack absolutely come to a standstill in corner 3.
Punky gets drawn back by number 19. That is Chainsaw.
Yeah. So 4 points go up for Fuego Latino. Black and Blue G coming around on the second scoring trip right now as Punky has the star in hand, still on the initial pass.
Yeah, that was 4 very hard-earned points for Black and Blue G.
Star pass complete for Indiana.
Boggs returning from the penalty box to pick up the jammer star and completes an initial pass for Team Indiana.
The awareness of that pivot was chef's kiss. Just came right into position and hustled through the pack. Okay, a very well-timed call-off there by Black and Blue G for Fuego Latino. They picked up, let's see how many points. It's going to be 8 points total on the jam. Indiana scoreless. So, Biff, we have a tie game
We have an unsponsored tie, insert sponsor here, tie game.
And I'm just noticing as we peek at the penalty whiteboard, we've got someone in some trouble on Team Indiana. That is LC Hammer.
LC Hammer from Circle City's picked up 3 penalties.
And forearms seem to be the penalty of the game today, Biff, because already between the two teams, we have 4 forearms issued. So
that seems to have been the point of emphasis in the skating officials meeting this morning. Big hit delivered to Bon Appetit, the jammer for Indiana.
And that is Cinco de Mayhem with the start for Fuego Latino.
And Indiana setting up the box. Okay. We've just been advised that tie games are sponsored by Derby Laces.
That's going to be an easy one to remember.
Yeah, I think so. But we still have no lead jammer. Both jammers still stuck in the pack. And now we have Bon Appetit through the pack and lead jammer finally for Team Indiana. Cinco de Mayhem, jammer star in hand, forced to recycle as Bon Appetit starts a scoring pass. Drawn back by number 188 or 138.
Goldie Braun has taken a seat in the penalty box for Indiana.
Bon Appetit calls the jam.
Right in the nick of the time to keep any points going up for Fuego Latino on that one. It's 3-0 on the jam.
And none for Fuego Latino. Indiana has broken the skate laces tie. They lead now 22-19.
We're 5-7, or now 6-7 on the team penalties. So Fuego Latino was 6 total. Indiana was 7. 18 minutes left on the period 1 period clock. And we're headed into jam number 8.
Mistake, the jammer for Fuego Latino. Spinelli, the jammer for Indiana. Mistake. No mistakes there. Picks up lead jammer for Fuego Latino.
And that is a star pass to Diamond, the captain for Team Indiana.
That was a very fast-moving pack. Mistake. Gets through, picks up 4 points, and we have a lead change.
Grab your OJ, grab your coffee.
Yes. It's early in the. I know it's 5 o'clock somewhere,
Right.
but
Always.
where we're located, it's a little early in the morning for that.
And well, not for your hello coffee.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I just saw the calorie count on this coffee though.
Yikes. Hey, announcing burns calories.
That's true.
We should feel good about that.
So underway with jam number 9. Will Smith has the star for Team Indiana, and that's probable cause for Fuego
And
Latino.
probable cause, picking up the track cut penalty. Indiana gets a power jam. If they can establish lead status here. And Will Smith is through and lead jammer for Indiana. 3-on-3 in the pack. Frozen at the pivot line. Will Smith, the apex hop.
That's the easiest way through, right?
Yes, it is. You just got to stick the landing, but Will Smith able to do that. Will Smith circles back, drawn back into turn 4 behind the jammer line.
The power jam has concluded. Probable clause back on the track for Fuego Latino.
And Will Smith is through for another 4 points. Probable cause stuck in a Indiana tripod at the front.
Will Smith tried for another apex jump, but long recycle by Fuego Latino.
Again, it's important to stick the landing. And Will Smith trying the outside path now. Calls the jam as the Fuego Latino jammer approaches. That's a big jam for Indiana. We have 9 points on the jam. We have another lead change.
Yeah, that power jam really paid off for them, able to convert that into some points. 15 minutes, 50 seconds left on the period 1 clock, and your score right now, Fuego Latino 23, Indiana 31.
And we're 1 point short of an unsponsored palindrome. Blockers retreat to the jammer line. Effie Bomber, the jammer for Fuego Latino.
But that's Roulette Wheels out for lead.
Yeah, Roulette Wheels making her first appearance with the jammer star. With lead for Indiana, approaching with urgency.
So Peace War has the star in hand. Star pass in progress for Fuego Latino. Oh no, forearm going to
Peace War.
Peace War. So power jam for Team Indiana, 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 in a row. Costly penalty there for Peace War as the pivot and the jammer. So Roulette Wheels approaching. Pack set up the exit of turn 2 on the power jam for Team Indiana.
Again, really nice offense from Team Indiana. I'm noticing that almost in every jam, they're really making a big effort for their jammers. But going to call that one off, get some fresh legs in on the power start. Peace War is standing in the penalty box as the jammer for Fuego Latino. And that was Peace War's first penalty.
Okay. And she has put in a lot. I mean, she's put in a lot of work. To come through with only 1 penalty to this point is is pretty effective work by her.
Lots of big hits, lots of Peace War, always the last line of defense, it seems like out there.
Right.
So lining up for jam number 11, Punky has the star for Indiana on the power start.
And Peace War standing in the penalty box, less than 10 seconds on her penalty. Punky quickly establishing lead for Indiana. Pack stopped at the jammer line. Peace War out of the box, all action. Completes the initial pass, and Indiana, their jammer picks up a track cut. That's got to put Fuego Latino on the power jam.
So there's going to be no lead jammer. That was a lost lead for Indiana. So the full 2 minutes is what we can expect here. About 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the jam.
Okay. So Peace War stuck in the pack at the exit of turn 2. Indiana mounting sending 3 blockers in defense. And Peace. No, wait, she did not pick up the penalty. She just had to retreat.
Yeah, that was a long run back by Wham Bam on Team Indiana.
The jam rep was making a lot of hand signals, so sorry for the confusion.
So Peace War picking up points. 4 on the jam so far as Indiana's jammer Punky comes back in from the penalty box.
Indiana has killed the penalty. Punky, unfortunately, did not successfully re-enter the track.
Yeah, I saw that contact. Just took out one of the Fuego Latino blockers from the back.
Yeah. So
power jam.
Power jam continues for Fuego Latino. Peace War on one skate through the inside of the pack.
And those were not our whistles. So Peace War on the verge of tying up this game again, Myth.
One scoring pass away from a skate laces tie game. Peace War, 2 blockers to beat at the front. Will she complete the pass before the jam time's out?
Probably sitting on those points. Yep, all 4 points awarded to
There we
Fuego
go.
Latino. And some points also for Indiana at the end of the jam.
Yeah.
So the result of the jam was 16-4. That brings your score to 39 for Fuego Latino, 42 for Indiana. We've got under 12 minutes left in period 1.
Okay. Close, hard-fought game here in the first half. 3 points separating these 2 teams that probably aren't real thrilled to find themselves in the loser's bracket, but here we are. Okay, Black and Blue G, the jammer for Fuego Latino. Bon Appetit, the jammer for Indiana. Bon Appetit drawn all the way back to turn 4 with Black and Blue G. All sorts of blocker and jammer do-si-do, shuffling skaters in and out of the ref lane and the infield. No pack is declared. The direction of gameplay penalty assessed to number 218, Asian Sensation.
Everybody headed backwards on
the
track.
Yeah, blockers in retrograde, I believe it's called.
Okay.
Boggs delivering the big hit, but draws the penalty for Team Indiana. We're a minute in and still no lead jammer.
Absolute defensive clinic out there. And it's 3-on-2 out there in the pack.
Yeah,
that was a back block.
Back block to Bon Appetit. So a power jam if Black and Blue G can complete the pass.
Okay.
And Black and Blue G is finally lead jammer for Fuego Latino.
At one point earlier in the game, I remember saying, it's been a pretty clean game so far. But we are in some penalty trouble now for these 2 teams. Already 12 racked up for Fuego Latino and 15 racked up for Team Indiana.
Yes. Yes, Derby fans, that was Scar Trek invoking the commentator's curse. And after 2 minutes of sound and fury, we get 3 points for Fuego Latino. We have a skate laces tie game. 42-42, 9:46 left in half number 1.
If you've ever wondered what the meaning of life is,
there you go.
There you
42.
go. It's a tied game.
Answer to everything right there.
So just taking a look at our bracket, the winner of this game is going to continue on with the possibility of going for 5th place on this side of the bracket. They're going to play the winner of Florida versus Ohio, which is a game that I think is just about to start on track number 1 after the game that's going on there right now concludes. The loser's going to be tossed down to the 7th and 8th place game on this side of the bracket, which will ultimately play for either 13th or 15th place tomorrow.
You know, that Florida-Ohio game should be very interesting. You have 2 teams that, again, 2 of the states that have been a little more active in the, state/borderless team derby.
Yeah.
So
there was a huge upset for the Florida squad last night. They lost to the number 20 seed, Team Philippines.
Ouch.
Coming into the tournament seeded number 2.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, number 4, I think.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, Fuego Latino was number 2. Right. Indiana was number 8. And right now there is nothing separating them. All right, Bon Appetit in the penalty box for Team Indiana. Mistake, the jammer for Fuego Latino on the power jam. And Mistake is lead jammer for Fuego Latino. Indiana, a full set of blockers to defend what's left of this power jam. Bon Appetit. Penalty has expired. Jammer star in hand. And Mistake sent into the ref lane.
Bon Appetit able to complete the initial trip, eligible to score now, so looks like Fuego Latino's going to call off the jam.
Yep.
3 points go up for Fuego Latino.
And thus the score is untied. Fuego Latino 45, Team Indiana 42. That's another lead change, so take a drink wherever you're at.
And we've got under 9 minutes left to go in period 1. We're headed into jam number 14.
Spinelli rocking the jammer star for Team Indiana against probable clause. Yeah.
Like rar clause.
Rar.
Not legal clause.
Yes. Even though they sound the same, but it's clause, yeah.
That play on words is just for us. We see the printed version.
That's right. That's right.
Wow, boat jammers stuck on some brutal-looking tripods out there. Forearm is going to send number 12, Rogue, to the penalty box for Indiana.
So Indiana's lost 2 blockers here, as has Fuego Latino.
Diamond at the front of the pack for Indiana, doing a great job with the individual defense, and a forearm
penalty
to probable clause.
Yeah, the jam ref had probable cause to assess a penalty there on probable clause. Power jam to Indiana. Spinelli, the jammer. Star in hand. Blockers set up at the entrance to turn 1. And there has been a star pass. That goes to number 123, Diamond, one of the captains for Team Indiana. And Diamond quickly finds a pathway out of the outside, but she picked up a track cut. That is going to send Team Indiana's jammer to the penalty box. It's going to be a power jam for Fuego Latino.
So probable clause out of the penalty box and back onto the track right now, fighting at the front with some very out-of-play blockers. But cycles anyway.
Had a couple of 2-minute jams here, so blockers probably not loving that situation.
Wow, the jammer penalties have started to have a big impact on this game, Biff.
Yes.
So right now your penalty totals 14 for Fuego Latino, 18 for Team Indiana. We've got a couple of people sitting on, or at least one person sitting on 3. That was the one we mentioned earlier, Elsie Hammer.
Yes.
Many, many players on 2 penalties right now.
Correct. But after all of that, Indiana came away with 1 point on that jam and no points for Fuego Latino. So score stands 45-43.
And we've got almost exactly 6 minutes left to go in this period. Diamond still with the star in the box right now. Effie Bomber has the star for Fuego Latino.
Effie Bomber facing a tripod from Indiana. Finally escapes, picks up lead status as Diamond exits the penalty box for Team Indiana. And Diamond into the pack quickly, found a seam to the outside, has completed an initial pass for Indiana.
Putting the Jets on, coming up to the back of the pack for... Oh, and a big jump attempted, but not quite landed.
She might need some pointers from Will Smith at some point. The next Team Indiana group practice.
Right. Effie Bomber calls off the jam. All 4 points picked up by Fuego Latino, extending their lead. And we've got just over 5 minutes left to go in this period. We're going to have a 10-minute halftime.
Okay.
And this is a close game.
It is.
These two teams mad about their upset losses yesterday.
Yeah, they came to play this morning.
They're still in the running for 5th place overall in the tournament. So
they're probably slightly miffed they didn't get to sleep in this morning,
yeah, that's right,
if nothing else. So that was a 4-0 jam for Fuego Latino. They lead 49-43. Punky, the jammer for Team Indiana, and quickly lead jammer for Indiana. We have a jammer star handoff in the pack from the looks of things for Fuego Latino.
Number 5, Cinco de Mayhem headed to the penalty box for Fuego.
And Punky is through for 4 points.
Peace War has the star in hand right now. Oh, just threw the star. So I think maybe the jammer who originally handed the star to Peace War is penalized.
Yeah, so we may have a... Yeah, that skater is sitting in the jammer's seat, it looks like, from our vantage point.
I think I saw it, too. It was one of those star passes where your arm is just,
like,
wailing around and you make some contact with someone. And
not much control over that situation.
Yeah.
So Punky is lead and on a power jam. Fuego Latino jammer is standing in the penalty box.
Big hit at the top of the pack by Peace War with a takeout on Punky.
And that forces a quick call off of the jam.
3 more points picked up for Indiana, so 7-0 lead change. Indiana has 50, Fuego Latino 49, and 3.5 minutes left to go.
All right, Will Smith, the jammer for Indiana. Pandemonium Doll, the jammer for Fuego Latino. Will Smith is through and lead jammer for Indiana.
Pandemonium Doll also out for Fuego Latino, putting the Jets on.
So blockers reorganize in turn 2 as jammers approach. Will Smith with the apex jump.
So technical, knew right where the other jammer was, called it off in the nick of time. So holding Fuego Latino scoreless, picking up all 4 points. 54-49 your score right now. 2.5 minutes left to go.
Again, a very close game, 5-point game.
So
But it's been moved. But it really is moving quickly. You know, teams will get 4 points, call the jam as we saw there.
No Mames, another skater from Fuego Latino, in some trouble with 4 penalties now racked up. But underway with jam number 18. Mistake has the star for Fuego Latino. Bon Appetit for Indiana.
And Mistake gets taken out at the front of the pack by number 123, Diamond. Diamond filling the Peace War role for Team Indiana here.
So, right? With the awesome jamming and pivoting, but
yes.
also the difference maker in the pack.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Mistake drawn back into turn 4, as has Bon Appetit. And Mistake edges around the outside, picks up lead status for Fuego Latino.
I just want to even this thing up before halftime, right?
Right. Bon Appetit yet to complete an initial pass. Diamond, another nice hip check to send the Fuego Latino jammer into the infield.
Star pass for Team Indiana. Number 12 has the star now. That's Rogue.
Rogue, one of the team captains.
Everybody getting pulled back.
Skaters retreat to exit a turn 2. Both jammers have re-entered the track. And the pack is locked up in turn 4. We lose a blocker to the penalty box.
I think that was number 19, Chainsaw, taking a seat. Okay. We've got about 15 seconds on the period clock, so we do have an official review called to stop the clock at 12 seconds.
And Fuego Latino collecting 4 points on that jam.
Looks like Indiana called that official review.
Yep.
And I mentioned before that No Mames was sitting on 5 penalties. It's now 6 penalties. So close to a foul out in the first half of a game. That's a lot.
That takes some doing. Yeah.
You have to really put an effort.
She'll have to tread very carefully in the second half.
Yeah.
But we do have a Team Indiana blocker on 4. That's number 687, LC Hammer.
Yeah, and the totals for these teams, I mean, they're racking up, Biff. So Fuego Latino has 20 total team penalties. Indiana has 21.
I wish we could tell you who the skating officials are for this game. That information has not been provided to us yet. But they're all out here doing a good job. Maybe they're a little miffed about having to do the first game of the day. I don't know, but anyway.
A lot of great officials here this weekend. Of course, it takes an amazing...
It takes an army to make a tournament like this happen.
Yeah.
52 games to staff. That is no small feat.
No joke at all. And the games are concurrent. So,
yes.
And they're also offset a little bit, so you can't exactly just put a ref on one and then put them on the other.
Correct.
The timings are offset, so
Correct.
there's a real schedule nightmare that has been dreamed up
a nightmare that has been navigated well by our head announcer, Bob Noxious.
Yep.
Somebody foul out.
Yeah, that's No Mames, yeah. Sitting on 6 right now.
Okay.
Yeah. In some trouble. They turned orange on our screen.
Okay.
So. Yeah, but that's the only person with that many penalties. We've got one skater with 4 penalties on the Indiana side. That is LC Hammer, as you mentioned before.
And Rogue's sitting on 3 penalties for Indiana.
Yeah, also with 3 penalties, Chainsaw for Fuego Latino. And if you haven't looked closely at the bracket for this tournament, I printed it out and it took 2 pages to print it out. It's pretty complicated. So
killed a couple of trees making this happen. Yeah,
definitely. So there's 2 independent sides of this bracket. So there will be a full placement 1 to 12 on each side, and then tomorrow, as we get into the final games, the 2 sides of the bracket are going to meet up and play for all of those placements.
Yeah, that's so. Like I said, there is no shortage of derby yet to be played, and it's kind of a unique format. You kind of like it's probably the best way to make a tournament like this work.
Mm-hmm.
To have 2 separate brackets of 12 and then knit them together on the final day. And
I think the other way that we've seen it done at this type of tournament is like little mini round robins on the first day that then establish seeding into a bigger bracket.
Yes.
And that's not what we did here. There was a seeding process ahead of the tournament for all of these teams, and then they were placed into one or the other side of this bracket and see how it all shakes out. There's definitely been some upsets here.
Yes. I mean, again, that's...
Getting some thanks from Walt Hittman there.
I mean, I said, hey, we would be, and we're very energetic thanks to this wonderful canned iced coffee that has been provided to us by one of the sponsors.
Sponsoring the penalty box this weekend, the
Happy Coffee Penalty Box. Okay.
Because everybody's so happy when they visit the penalty box. If they weren't already happy, they're going to get happy in there. So 1 point between the 2 teams right now, 53 for Fuego Latino, 54 for Indiana. The period clock stopped at just 12 seconds left to go in this half.
And this appears to have been an official review of some substance, not merely a clock stoppage.
Exactly.
As the skating officials are now deliberating over what they've heard. We have not been advised to what the nature of this official review is.
Yeah, you love a close game if you're on the first game of the day.
Yes.
It's nice.
And it's even better that we have a dance party at the Jammer line.
Absolutely. You love
I mean, that's great for 9:30 in the morning.
Everybody's doing great.
Okay, so Fuego Latino requested an official review to rescind a penalty, and it was determined that there was not enough evidence to make that possible, so they lose their official review.
And the penalty stands.
The penalty stands.
Okay, headed into jam number 19, most likely the last jam of this half. Will Smith has to start for Indiana, taking on Probable Clause for Fuego Latino. 2 in the box to start the jam for Fuego Latino, so Indiana with the pack advantage here.
So Will Smith picks up lead very quickly. Period clock at 0 now. We are on jam time only. And Will Smith meeting slightly more resistance on her first scoring pass.
Probable Clause has the star in hand at the top of the pack, fighting against a tough tripod of Indiana defense. Will Smith, though, makes it around the outside. That's 4 points for Indiana.
So Peace War picking up the jammer star for Fuego Latino. Will Smith has 4 points in hand, and on a second scoring pass now for Indiana. Will Smith spins into the pack, goes to her knees, calls the jam. We'll see how many additional points.
No more go up for either team, so that was 4-0.
Okay.
Your score right now, Indiana 58, Fuego Latino 53. We've got a 10-minute halftime, Bev, so
yes.
We'll see you back here in about
replenish
8
your
minutes.
coffee because we may have more ties in the second half.
We may. See you then.
All right.
you can keep getting that feedback and then just wave him down if you need him to turn it up.
They're still live.
Oh, they're still live?
He didn't mute them on the stream. That's fine.
Hi, chat.
Here they come. We got refs. We're about to get underway with period number 2, game number 22. This is Fuego Latino wearing purple today, taking on Team Indiana wearing white. And Biff, this has been back and forth, neck and neck, almost the entire game.
Well, I think this is the kind of game you would expect to see between the number 2 and number 8 ranked teams coming into this tournament. This is not a game you would necessarily expect to be seeing in the losers bracket of a tournament like this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's been back and forth. There have been multiple lead changes. There have been multiple skate laces tied scores. And so it's anybody's game right now. I mean,
you know where else it's looking even is on the penalty board. Fuego Latino sitting on 20, Indiana sitting on 21 team penalties. That's a lot.
So before you complain in the comments about the officials calling it both ways, there's your evidence.
Yeah.
They're calling it both ways.
And forearms are the penalty flavor of the day.
Yes.
A number of those racked up. I see number 12, Rogue, the captain from Indiana, has 3 in a row of forearms. So that starts to get frustrating, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
You're like,
That's
really?
that's not good in roller derby. It's not good in Scrabble if that's all you have in your tiles.
Right. So underway with jam number 1, mistake for Fuego Latino, taking on Will Smith for Indiana.
And Will Smith have been recycled behind the jammer line. Mistake.
Track
Made the
cut.
mistake of cutting the track.
Yep, so power jam for
Indiana will open with a power jam.
Yeah. Will Smith racing around the track to pick up some points here. Fuego Latino 3 defenders at the top of the pack.
Yep. Indiana with the 1 blocker advantage, though. Will Smith sent to the ref lane, drawn back by those 3 remaining Fuego Latino blockers.
We've been seeing great offense from Team Indiana so far in the game, so we'll see what they can do for Will Smith right now on the power jam.
And Will Smith playing a little bit of a tightrope act around the perimeter of the track.
In the meantime, mistake hops through the inside line, puts the pressure on to call that jam off. 4 points was picked up by Indiana.
And none by Fuego Latino. Indiana extending their lead 62-53. Punky, the jammer for Team Indiana. Effie Bomber, the jammer for Fuego Latino.
One in the box for Fuego Latino as we enter jam number 2 of the second period.
And they were standing in the penalty box, so that penalty just ended. Both teams back at full strength.
Punky just one to beat up at the front. Makes it by Iggy Impalia. Lead jammer going to Fuego Latino.
So Effie Bomber, lead jammer. Punky still in the pack. Effie Bomber on a scoring pass now. Pack set up in front of the 2 benches.
Punky's got the star in hand, but all of Fuego Latino's defense is up there giving a hard time to Indiana's jammer.
And Iggy Impalia set up the back of the pack with number 687. That's LC Hammer trying to contain Effie Bomber.
Both jammers struggling with defense in the straightaway right now.
And a forearm penalty somewhere in the pack, and that goes to number 19 of Fuego Latino, Chainsaw.
Chainsaw's in some trouble. That's their 4th penalty.
And neither jammer really able to gain much traction here. Indiana is in the process of a star pass to number 4, Boggs. And
One to
Boggs
beat up there.
I think we have a power jam for Boggs.
Yep.
Effie Bomber picked up a penalty. I'm not exactly sure what, but
And that was a lost lead because Fuego Latino did have lead jammer status, so we're going the full 2 minutes. We got about 10 seconds left. Boggs completes the scoring trip there. 4 points for Indiana.
Boggs, another very versatile skater. She's done some great work as a blocker, and now with the jammer star.
So the jam timed out before Boggs could make it back into the pack, but a nice clean 4-0 jam with the star pass on Indiana's side. So 66-53 is your score right now.
And Indiana has scored the first 7 points of the half. Fuego Latino stuck on 53, but Fuego Latino did pick up some points in there. So it's 66-56. 10-point margin as we go to the 3rd jam of the half.
Effie Bomber just now coming out of the penalty box. And Roulette Wheels has the star for Indiana. Effie Bomber finds a line up the inside. Lead jammer for Fuego Latino.
Yeah, Roulette Wheels got spun into the infield there. sent to the rear of the pack as Effie Bomber completes a scoring pass. Roulette Wheels out of the pack now.
And a call off.
The only question at this point is whether Roulette Wheels was able to collect any points before the fourth whistle.
No points for Indiana on that one. 3 points picked up for Fuego Latino. 66-59, 25 minutes left to go in this game.
So still very much anybody's game. 7 points separating these two teams.
Yeah, and it has been back and forth. I wouldn't say that either team has really had a big momentum shift other than Fuego Latino kind of getting into the game in that first quarter.
There haven't been any, big double-digit jams. No, I mean, if they've gotten a power jam, it's usually over with in 1 or 2 scoring passes. The defense is really locking down on the jammers here.
And the offense from Team Indiana has really been making the difference. I've been noticing it on almost every pass. The jammers getting some help. And that gets the start of the pack, Biff.
That's blocking and tackling. That's where it starts.
Yep. So update on the penalties. Fuego Latino in a little bit more trouble now. They've got 26 team penalties. One player, number 19, Chainsaw, has 5 now. Number 594, No Mames, has 6 and been sitting on 6 for a couple of jams. Yeah. Over on Indiana's side, they've got 21 total. One player with 3, one player with 4, but otherwise everyone's got 2 or fewer. 2 or fewer.
2 or fewer, yes.
We've got so much Derby action coming at you today. If you're not following along on Instagram, you can see today's schedule. You can see all of the game results on Instagram. So be sure you're following Lansing. I guess it's the Skate Wars Derby.
Yes, it is
account.
Skate Wars, but I mean, I think this is getting routed through the Lansing Roller Derby YouTube stream.
Okay. Yep. And a big thank you to them. They've been our hosts this weekend. They've been doing a great job. It's a huge event.
Yes.
So,
like I said, it's when you're bringing in 24 teams from all over the world.
Yep.
And all the volunteers needed to put on a tournament. I mean, that is definitely a logistical challenge. And Lansing's had some experience with this. They hosted Mitten Kittens, the Michigan statewide tournament on multiple occasions. They've hosted WFTDA playoffs back, I believe, in 2016. So, as an organization, they know how to make these things happen, and they're doing a pretty fantastic job.
Yeah. So this appears to be an official timeout, I think. Yeah, official timeout.
We're not getting the official review signal from the jam ref, or from the jam timer, excuse me. So here on track number 2, the game following this is the winner of game number 9 versus the winner of game number 11, and I don't have those two teams in front of me, and that would be...
Oh gosh, this bracket is so the winner of 11 was Michigan. The winner of 9 was New York.
So Michigan playing New York coming up here on track number 2 once this is completed. But we encourage you to stay tuned to this game. It's only 7 points between Team Indiana, Team Fuego Latino.
Yeah, and I actually have the Saturday winners bracket written out here. So at 11:15, we're going to see what we just said, New York versus Michigan. That's game number 25. On track number 3 at noon, we're going to see Philippines versus California. This is all winners bracket games coming up today. On track number 1, game 27 at 12:30, Black Diaspora taking on Texas. And game number 28 at 1 p.m. on track 2, that's Pennsylvania Roller Derby versus Jewish Roller Derby.
Okay.
So those are your teams still vying for first place in the tournament. On both sides of the bracket.
And this official review is going on to the point where we are having a dance party.
Yeah,
being
over 5
led
minutes.
by Athena Latina.
Yeah, Fuego Latino has an amazing cheerleader section happening in the bleachers. It's a lot of fun.
And that's
Bring
what
in
we
the hype.
want at a tournament like this.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. And I think, I'm going off the information in my brain on this, but I think Jewish roller derby was an upset. I think Texas was an upset.
Yes.
Philippines was an upset. So out of the 8 teams still vying for first place, 3 of them were seeding upsets.
Yes.
A lot of action in this bracket. I like it.
Yeah. Fuego Latino was the victim of that upset that we're
exactly.
seeing right here in
Yeah.
front of us.
In the consolation area now.
Team Indiana going a little stir crazy there on the bench.
Yeah, joining the Fuego Latino
Yes.
cheer. Yeah, why not? Really?
Yeah.
Just cheering for good roller
I mean,
derby.
we're having a dance battle. If we can't have a roller derby game.
6 minutes on the OTO. This must be something exciting they're talking about, Biff. They're like, where are we getting lunch? What's the
Yes. Which skaters?
plan? Thank you.
Yeah, our microphone cables are tangled underneath our chairs at the moment.
Hey, this came together quickly this morning. We're
Yes,
just
it
glad to
did.
be here talking to you on the stream.
Yeah,
so.
we had some challenges on that front on track number 2 yesterday.
Opportunities is really
Opportunities,
what they
yes,
are. Just
yes.
look at it as a room
Yes.
to improve. Here.
Yes.
Improve in the stream for you out there.
Lessons noted for next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And next year we have a roller derby World Cup to look forward to in Austria.
Austria, wow, quite
Yeah.
a trip.
It is. That would be quite a trip.
You planning to go? You gonna?
I am
you would
putting
love
in
to?
for that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Looking forward to hearing you.
Yeah.
All right, 7.5 minutes on this OTO.
This is. They must really be haggling about those pizza toppings. I
Yeah.
mean, that's. I mean,
Look,
there must
I
be.
like
there must.
pineapple though. Someone else said
I'm guessing
never.
they're having a very aggressive discussion about pineapple versus no pineapple.
Yep. There is an empty, happy penalty box right now, or is there one in there? One for Fuego Latino in there.
Now, I wonder if, like I said, you've got a Fuego Latino skater sitting on 6. I'm wondering if this is somehow relevant to penalty count.
I just saw Peace War in the penalty box get a new penalty on the tracking, whatever you call this spreadsheet. So I think that may have been what happened there. Peace War landed in the box as a result of that 8.5 minute OTO. Now that's only Peace War's second penalty of the game, and I know a lot of people are interested in Peace War's penalty count. Real
Yes.
difference maker for Fuego Latino.
Right.
And Fuego Latino coming in with a really short roster, so foul outs will make a difference for them.
Yes.
Back underway, Biff.
All right, we finally get some blockers retreating to the jammer line, and the jam is underway.
Wow.
Bon Appetit, the jammer for Indiana, picking up lead.
Just muscled up the outside line into lead jammer status for Indiana. And that's
And
Black and Blue G for
Great
Fuego Latino.
offense by the Indiana pack. Bon Appetit met very little resistance there. Bon Appetit, a second scoring pass. Pack at a standstill in turn 1.
Asian Sensation headed to the penalty box for Indiana. And we've got a skater down on the track.
Yeah, we have a skater down, grasping at her helmet.
I know I thought I saw he was like scheduled for some, but because he was doing too many people out.
Okay, that's number 0, Athena Latina for Fuego Latino roller derby, standing up and skating off. Glad to see that.
Yes.
Your score right now, Indiana 71, Fuego Latino 59, roughly 25 minutes left to go in the game.
Yes, I believe that is Team Indiana's biggest lead of the game to this point.
So 2 in the box for Indiana. Big pack advantage to start our next jam. We're headed into jam number 5 of period 2.
I believe we have Pandemonium Doll, the jammer for Fuego Latino, against Spinelli of Team Indiana. Just to reset, Team Fuego Latino in purple, Team Indiana in white.
Wow, nice offense off the line for Fuego Latino. And a quick lead jammer call as well. So Pandemonium Doll in control of this jam.
Yeah, valiant effort there by Wham Bam of Team Indiana to keep her in the pack. Was ultimately unsuccessful. But Pandemonium Doll, 2 blockers to beat, gets spun to the infield.
Peace War with the offense once again. Making a way through the pack. Number 5 helping out as well. That's Cinco de Mayhem. Always like to call out good offense, Bill.
Yes, yeah. I said, hey, the blockers are part of the game too. We need to recognize that.
Absolutely.
So that's 4 points to Fuego Latino and Pandemonium Doll.
A track cut. Yeah, Pandemonium Doll.
So now a power jam to Team Indiana. And Spinelli had picked up a penalty earlier in the jam.
So this will be a pretty quick trade out. Spinelli was still seated, so not very much time has elapsed in that penalty.
And Spinelli, star in hand, forced to retreat by Peace War.
Long drawback. Spinelli with some nice footwork on the lines. Makes it through outside, cuts to the inside.
Wow. She used every centimeter of the track.
Absolutely.
to find a path through, and she is through.
Pandemonium Doll out of the penalty box as well. We've got about 25 seconds left in this jam.
Neither jammer with lead. We're going to get a full 2-minute jam.
Yeah, they both took a turn in the box in this one.
So Pandemonium Doll on a second scoring pass here. Spinelli doing battle with number 19. Chainsaw at the rear of the pack. Jam will time out.
3 more points go up for Team Indiana. And that was an 8-point jam for Fuego Latino. So your score right now, 67 for Fuego Latino, 74 for Indiana. 22 and a half minutes left to go, Biff.
Yeah, 7-point game. We are 2 points short of a palindrome score.
And the penalties keep racking up for Fuego Latino. They're at 28 team penalties right now.
They have a skater with 5, a skater with 6.
And a pretty short roster.
Yeah.
So out with
and
lead
they
jammer,
just
though.
lost a skater to injury as well.
Will Smith has lead for Team Indiana.
Will Smith, one of the more productive jammers for Team Indiana. Again, able to explore every inch of the track. She's on her toe stops around the inside. That's 4 big points for Indiana.
Probable Clause spins into the pack and takes a tumble. Well, Will Smith already around for points. Second scoring pass for Team Indiana. Big bump to the inside and a long run back by number 32, Prima Ballerina.
Blockers organizing in the back straightaway. Will Smith spinning around the outside. 2 blockers to beat, trying to pry them apart. And she powers through, picks up another 4 points.
Team Indiana extending the lead with an 8-0 jam so far by Will Smith.
Pack reorganizing in turns 3 and 4. Will Smith on a third scoring pass. This one much easier. This is a 12-point jam for Team Indiana.
This is probably the biggest jam of the game, wouldn't you say?
And we're getting to that point. I mean, I think if she completes this scoring pass, that'll be 16. That'll be the biggest jam of the game for Indiana. And action comes to a pause. Will Smith powering around the outside, spins away from a block. That is 4 more points for Indiana. 16-0 on this jam. Blockers at a standstill. Will Smith.
Wow.
That's 20 for Will Smith.
We got 3 defenders on the track for Fuego Latino. Mexican Revolution picked up a forearm penalty during that jam, standing in the box right now. Wow.
So when all is said and done, that's a 20-4 jam for Team Indiana. And they have blown this game somewhat wide open, 94-71.
Yeah, Fuego Latino's got to answer back on that, or that might be the turning point in this game.
That could be. And the power jam will continue. Punky the jammer for Team Indiana.
Forearm is going to send...
Forearm assessed to the
Peace War.
Blocker. That is
Okay.
Peace War.
Yeah. Only Peace War's
The
third penalty.
jammer gave a rather quizzical look to the referee.
Yeah, and then Peace War also gave kind of a quizzical look.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But headed to
It
the
wasn't
box.
me, no. It never is.
So 4 quick points for Indiana. Punky making the rounds right now, coming in for pass number 2.
Probable Clause, the jammer for Fuego Latino. And Punky is through. 2 multiple pass jams for Indiana here. That's 8-0 so far. They lead 102-71. Punky on a third scoring pass. 3 blockers to beat at the rear of the pack.
Peace War's coming out of the penalty box right now as Punky completes another trip. That's trip number 3 for Team Indiana. 12-0 on the jam right now.
Back-to-back double-digit jams for Indiana. Fuego Latino with the star pass to Peace War to try to bring this jam to a halt, maybe.
Punky snuck right through the pack for pass number 4. That is going to be a 16-point jam for Team Indiana.
Yeah, 36 points in 2 jams for Indiana. They now lead 110-71.
That's a momentum shift for sure.
Indeed.
Yeah. Opening up the score differential. And of course, Team Indiana is the lower seeded team. Team Indiana came in ranked number 8 in the bracket. Fuego Latino ranked number 2.
Yeah. So another rankings upset in the works here. Lola Chola, first time with the Jammer Star for Fuego Latino, jamming against Roulette Wheels of Indiana. And Indiana locking down on Lola Chola at the front of the pack. Boggs anchoring the front. A little bit of offense from number 417, Fox Force. And Lola Chola is finally through the pack, but picked up a forearm penalty.
So
And
power
what-
jam for Team Indiana.
And we still have to get Team Indiana's jammer through the pack. Roulette Wheels not quite able to land the toe stop for the apex jump. Roulette Wheels star in hand. Pack starts to move into the back straight away.
Iggy Impalia is kind of lining up in position for a star pass, and that has just happened. So Iggy Impalia gets the star out of the pack.
Yeah, Iggy Impalia, first time wearing the jammer star today on the star pass.
Iggy skates for Circle City Roller Derby. Oh. Taking the star off.
Star off.
I'm not sure why. Oh,
Okay.
Must have been some type of illegal star pass.
Oh boy. And
So yeah, roulette
so yeah,
wheels
we
in
have
the box.
the Team Indiana jammer is now in the penalty box. Team Indiana has no jammer, so Iggy Impalia is back to being the pivot.
But that's interesting because Iggy did a full lap, right?
Yeah, she did. Close to
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Wow, big hit.
Big
on-
block there from LC Hammer, and LC Hammer on kind of a short leash for penalties. She's on 6.
So
And
about-
2 minutes of scoreless jamming, 0-0.
Yeah, we've got about 15 minutes left on the period clock, so about 15 minutes for Fuego Latino to close that 40-point gap that's been opened up by Team Indiana in the second period.
Yeah. And Fuego Latino unable to capitalize on that power jam to this point. Bon Appetit, the jammer for Indiana. Mistake, the jammer for Fuego Latino. Mistake picks up the track cut penalty. And Indiana is on the power jam. Bon Appetit recycled by Guantanamurda.
A multiplayer block to Indiana's jammer. So
Interesting.
This is more than one jam, Biff, where we've had both jammers visit the penalty box in the
Yes.
same jam, and that means 2-minute jams, a lot of chaos, a lot of back and
Yes.
forth.
A lot of tired skaters at the end of it.
Yep, exactly.
So, mistake out of the penalty box, not lead. So, we're going to have another 2-minute jam.
And Bon Appetit also out of the penalty box for that short sit.
Yep.
Everybody out of the penalty
Bon
box.
Appetit takes a hard hit.
Makes it up, so the jam continues. We've got
Yeah.
about a minute left in this jam, Biff, or 50
Yes.
seconds now.
And mistake has picked up another track cut. Bon Appetit shrugging off that hard hit.
Okay, Fuego Latino's got the tripod set up at the back of the pack. Catching Bon Appetit. But wow, nice move up the outside and a big hit at the top of the pack. Just one to beat up there.
Wham Bam did a nice job setting up the offense for Team Indiana to get the jammer moved forward.
Pisor picked up a penalty for that last line of defense hit. Bon Appetit coming around for points now.
Again, neither jammer with lead. We're getting 2 full minutes. Bon Appetit into the pack. Looks like a direction of gameplay penalty somewhere in the pack.
Wow, that was a super physical jam.
Yes.
Biff. And the result, I think, is 4-4. So it's a wash. A lot of pain out
Yes.
there.
And Bonaparte absorbed a really big hit there at the
Yeah.
entrance of turn 4.
But
She was able to get back
jammer
up.
penalties have definitely started to impact how this game is progressing, especially for Fuego Latino. They've had a lot of jammer penalties. And on a small squad,
That does not help.
the blocker penalties as well are just adding up for them.
Let's see, mistake. And mistake sitting on 3 penalties, all of them track cuts.
4 now.
4
track
now.
cuts. Yeah.
Yes, 4 X's.
But that's Effie Bomber for Fuego Latino picking up lead.
Yeah, Effie Bomber hoping to try to stop the bleeding here for Fuego Latino. Spinelli, the jammer for Team Indiana.
Oh, nice move to the inside. Effie Bomber completes the scoring trip for Fuego Latino. And a star pass in progress for Team Indiana.
Yep, Spinelli, star in hand.
Looking for Iggy.
Looking for Iggy Impalia. Finally connects.
But then Iggy finds Peace War.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Or
big hit.
Peace War finds you.
Yes,
you know,
exactly. That's
yeah.
Huge hit on the Fuego Latino jammer by Boggs and a long run back. Wow.
Big hit by Boggs on Fox Force.
There are bodies hitting the floor out there.
Iggy Impalia, star in hand, try to cope with the tripod of Fuego Latino blockers at the rear. Iggy
sneaks up the inside line.
Two spin moves to the inside line to get out of the pack. And she'll force the call off.
Okay, so no points for Indiana, but 8 points go up for Fuego Latino. They're closing that gap,
Yeah.
Biff. We've got 11 minutes left to go in this game.
There's still plenty of time, but Indiana did a pretty good job establishing momentum there.
Yeah, 30 points between the two teams, 31 points, I guess, and 11 minutes left to go.
And we bring Will Smith back to the jammer line for Indiana. I believe that's Pandemonium Doll for Fuego Latino.
We've got an empty Happy Coffee penalty box right now. So it's
Will
5-on-5
Smith
out there. Will
Hops
Smith.
on the toe stops, finds the path inside, and is lead jammer for Indiana. Pandemonium Doll left to cope with Rogue and other Indiana blockers. And Pandemonium Doll picking up I believe, a forearm penalty. Not quite clear. Will Smith on the power jam now for Indiana.
Yeah, that was a forearm.
Will Smith outside, back to the inside, finds a way through.
So Will Smith's got lead on the power jam for Team Indiana.
And pack frozen in the back straightaway between turns 2 and 3. Will Smith into the pack on a second scoring pass, finds a way through. And that's a 12-point jam now for Indiana.
Will Smith had that 20-point jam earlier in this period, seeing if there's a repeat.
And attempting the apex jump, just barely drags the toe stop on the inside line. She has to recycle. Will Smith taking her time, trying to find a way through. What's left of the Fuego Latino pack is trying to contain her.
Absolutely huge hit by Diamond, the captain for Team Indiana, on Pandemonium Doll.
Yeah. Pandemonium Doll looking to hand off the jammer star, possibly to
number 5, Cinco de Mayhem.
Cinco de Mayhem. And I believe this jam is going to time out. And that is another 20-point jam for Indiana, both of them by Will Smith. And they lead now 134 to 83.
Okay, 50 points in 8.5 minutes. That's a tall order.
Time is not on Fuego Latino's side
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, and looking at your penalty totals, at this point in the game, Fuego Latino at 38 team penalties. That is a high number that you do not want to see. Indiana with 31, and that's also pretty high.
Right. And Punky is lead jammer for Team Indiana. Peace War with the jammer star for Fuego Latino.
Oh, a little jammer on jammer
Yeah.
at the back of the pack. but
That's a tough jammer to go against.
Yes.
You know, somebody who isn't typically a jammer.
So Punky does have lead here, but Peace War racing around to the back of the pack. Puts the pressure on. 3 points is the pickup for Team Indiana. Brings them up to 137. Fuego Latino at 83.
And so that'll bring Mistake back to the jammer line against Roulette Wheels. Fuego Latino really needs Mistake to stay out of the penalty box on this jam if they want to have any hope of cutting into that massive 54-point Indiana lead.
Yeah, you mentioned it before. Mistake has picked up 4 track cuts in this game so far. Oh.
Mistake through, lead jammer for Fuego Latino.
Yep, quick move up the inside line. Star pass in progress for Team Indiana.
Yeah, that's a very quick handoff from Roulette Wheels to number 123, Diamond.
And in the meantime, scoring trip complete for Mistake. That's a 4-0 jam in favor of Fuego Latino.
And Diamond really turned on the jets to force the quick call off of the jam.
So we're back to
keep
that.
it at 4-0.
We're back to that 50-point spread. 6.5 minutes left to go. And to remind you about what is at stake in this game, the winner can continue on to play for up to 9th place overall in the tournament bracket tomorrow. The loser only has the chance to play for 15th place.
Okay. So jam is underway. Will Smith, the jammer for Indiana, against Black and Blue G. Will Smith finally through, but she picked up a forearm penalty. So that's going to put Fuego Latino on the... Oh, no. She is lead. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think the jammer ref signaled it to a blocker.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And Will Smith takes a hip check, tumbles across the infield, recycles.
A star pass is in progress for Fuego Latino.
Yeah. Will Smith and Boggs working together to break up the Fuego Latino tripod. Black and Blue G, star in hand.
Iggy and Pelia with some nice one-on-one defense at the back of the pack.
Yeah, we've seen Boggs doing a lot of work at the front. You know, that's the one we noticed. But Iggy and Pelia really doing some nice work as a blocker here. Will Smith finally through, picking up 4 points for Indiana.
Not so easy on this jam for
No.
Will Smith.
4 hard-earned points on this jam.
Absolutely. Working for it. We're a minute and a half into this jam. Just 4 points have gone up.
Black and Blue G surrounded by an Indiana tripod right now. And Will Smith, you know, she's locked up with the pack, but I think she's trying to play things a little bit carefully here.
Let the clock run down.
Let the clock do the work.
Yep. Don't get that penalty.
Don't give up control of the jam.
Right.
That's the big thing.
Right, because both times Will Smith's had lead, I've noticed that the full jam time has run down. They're trying to bleed this clock out,
Yes.
maintain the lead that they've already built up in the game so far. 4 minutes left to go.
Yeah, so 145.87. That is a 58-point lead. Less than 4 minutes. The clock is at Fuego Latino's friend right now. Jam is underway. We've got Punky jamming against Effie Bomber.
Punky took out a ref there.
Naughty nut. Well, unintentional, I think, in this circumstance.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Punky pushing at the front, getting some help from Diamond.
Wham Bam takes a forearm penalty, goes to the penalty box as Punky picks up lead status. Effie Bomber absorbs a couple of hip checks, gets through the pack.
Gonna put some pressure on here. That forces the call off by Punky. I think that's the full 4 points. Oh no, only 3 going up for Indiana on that last pass. So your score right now, Indiana at 148, Fuego Latino at 87, under 3 minutes left to go. And we've got a stoppage of the clock happening. Let's see what type it is. Team timeout.
Team timeout. So a 61-point lead for Team Indiana. Looks like they will progress further in the bracket here. .252 left in the game. Timeout charge to Fuego Latino.
All right, we got a team cheer from Fuego Latino. They're taking the track again as we get into jam number 16 of the second period. We're just going to see a couple of more jams in this game, Biff.
Okay, it looks like Roulette Wheels taking the jammer star for Indiana. Mistake back to the jammer line for Fuego Latino. One Indiana blocker in the Happy Coffee penalty box.
And that is their pivot.
Jam is underway. And Mistake trying to split the last 2 Indiana blockers. Gets through, is lead jammer.
Roulette Wheels hops over the inside line and makes it out of the pack as well.
Yep. So each team with a full set of blockers right now.
Oh,
and
the pack
Indiana
absolutely takes off.
Yeah, this is like a 2011 move from Team Indiana.
Seriously.
Hit the gas pedal in the pack. Force the call of the jam.
I think just 1 point is the
and
pickup
that went to Team Indiana. So 149-87. Fuego Latino unable to take advantage of lead status there. And with less than 2 minutes, probably at least one more jam here. Anyway, so an official timeout here.
Yeah, and I think some of that was for scoring. So Fuego Latino had 2 points added at the end of that, so brings them up to 89, playing 149 for Indiana. And I think that was the whole, so we're in the lineup now. That was just a quick score update from the officials.
So 149-89, 60-point margin.
Probable Claus has the start for Fuego Latino up against Bon Appetit for Indiana.
So Indiana allows Bon Appetit to get through. Lead jammer for Indiana.
Probable Claus also out of the pack and eligible to score. We might see a quick call off here.
Yeah, we could. And Bon Appetit gets some points, calls the jam.
And Fuego Latino snuck in a point there.
Yeah.
Stolen.
Yeah. Hey, they're fighting to the end here. Every point counts.
And 4 points the pickup for Team Indiana. So 4-1 on the jam. 90 for Fuego Latino, 153 for Indiana, and under a minute left to go, Biff.
All right, so timeout. Looks like a timeout called by Indiana here.
And the stands have filled up this morning over here on track 2. I guess it's Saturday today.
It's Saturday, and it's not 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So everybody's up. I mean, we got 3 tracks, so you got skaters here that are trying to get ready for their games.
They're scouting
So,
out for their
yes.
next opponent.
Yes.
Yep. All that good tournament stuff.
Nothing like an official timeout
With-
less than a minute left.
Yes,
to blow out.
exactly.
My favorite
Yeah.
fucking time of any game.
Yeah.
That's the peanut gallery machismo that you're hearing. Just some extra commentating, you know.
Yeah. Three announcers, 2 mics. I mean, somehow we make it work.
Yeah. Indiana looking pretty excited on the bench
Yes.
about this win. They opened up a big lead in the beginning of the
Yeah.
game. Fuego Latino answered back in that first quarter. But
Yeah.
since halftime, Indiana's been on top.
I mean, three double-digit jams for Indiana really made the difference
Yeah.
here, and
And a lot of penalties for
Yes.
the jammers on Fuego Latino. Really let that lead open up and stay open.
still an official timeout. We are a minute 38 in. We only have 42 seconds remaining in the game. Try to reach a final resolution on pizza toppings as we and we are getting
It's
close to
almost
lunchtime.
Yeah, we got to narrow
Yeah.
down.
Call in the order now. It will be ready by noon. So
Now, these are some hard-working officials this weekend.
yes.
Lining up for what's probably going to be the final jam of the
Yes.
game. Will Smith taking the
Yes.
start for Team
And
Indiana.
a very reliable jammer for Team Indiana.
Yep, and that's Effie Bomber with the star for Fuego Latino.
And Fuego Latino down 2 blockers to start. 2 blockers getting tangled up. Will Smith gets through, picks up lead status.
That was a really interesting jam start.
Yeah. Well, it looked like, 2 skaters' legs kind of came together and they both, collapsed to the infield.
And Will Smith just stepped through.
Yep.
Yeah. So Effie Bomber's still stuck on the initial trip, working on a tripod up front. Multiplayer block is going to send an Indiana skater to the penalty box.
And that's number 312, Vivi, from Circle City Roller Derby.
Will Smith's on a scoring trip right now. Oh, Effie Bomber jumps through. That was the initial trip for Fuego Latino.
And we're at 0 on the period clock. Will Smith calls the jam. 4-0 in that jam for Indiana. And our unofficial final score, Indiana 157, Fuego Latino 90.
Indiana really had to fight for that win, so
They
a big
did.
congratulations to
Yes.
them. That was a seeding upset as well.
That's a closer score than the score indicated, certainly.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice job by both of these teams. Great to see Fuego Latino putting up a really tough fight in this consolation game. So Indiana's going to go on to continue to try for 5th place, I think, on this side of the bracket.
Correct.
And Fuego Latino headed down even further in the results
Yes.
for tomorrow's games.
Yes. So anyway, it looks like both teams are giving one final, rallying cry, and we have now we're doing the handshake laps.
And that score is final, 157 to 90. Congratulations to Team Indiana. Thank you, Biff.
Indeed. Thank you, Scar.